Hey, kids, shoplifting is only illegal if they catch you. What is up, everybody? Welcome to Whatever with Jason Soto, the comedy podcast that baby Jessica is a huge fan of. I am your host, Jason Soto. Hello, everybody. Welcome. There's a weird mix up again with the co-host situation. This is like that weird period that SNL has where like the big time players leave and then there's this weird little interim where it's just random people show up. So I'm joined by Bear. Hi, Bear.
Hi, that was a weak ass intro.
The host of the number one podcast on rabbitholepodcast.com with Strange Eons.
That.
You should go check that out. And then normally Lisa Sally Haynes is here. But she has decided to give us the finger and go have a spa day. And I wish I was joking about that, but I'm not. So I have asked my pal and my co-host over at Musically Ignorant, Lackey, to come fill in for Lisa. Hello, Lackey. How are you?
I want to say that I at least appreciated the baby Jessica reference.
Thank you. I know Bear didn't get it, but that's okay.
No, I didn't get that one. I just let that one slide.
But I somebody out there will get it. So, but Lackey, thank you so much for filling in, for Lisa.
Sweet.
Next week, for all I know, I'm not even going to be here, and it's just going to be Bear and the Vern here. So who the fuck knows?
Oh my god!
What do we even talk about? You'd be like, man, it sucks not having Jason here to be a host. I'd have to do your intro. I'd have to be like, hello, everybody.
Can you come up with the witty one-liners at the start, though? That's the real key to this podcast.
You could always pass that responsibility off to Vern. I'm sure he would make the most of it.
No,
we love you, Vern.
Vern, we love Vern. We do love Vern.
Vern is one of my favorites.
I'd have to do it just by the fact that I'd be a worse host than Vern. So, like, it would be more appropriate for me to do it just for the sake of humor.
Well, anyway, speaking of being a good host, I have to get through the part that nobody likes. And, I'm going to try to make this as fun as possible.
The part where you cancel everybody's health insurance?
Yeah, Lackey, I got some bad news for you.
Shit.
You're gonna propose again?
Don't get sick in the next 6 months. Yeah. Bear, on the other hand, I can't do anything about that. So.
The chronic illness. I thought you meant my lack of health insurance.
Yeah, I can't help you there. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Once I get Rabbit Hole as an established LLC, then Medicaid for all.
Then you're still not getting us health insurance just to save money.
Yeah, until then. Hey.
It all goes to the legal fund. Anyway, go on.
I am legally obligated to force people to go to audibletrial.com/rabbitholepod. If you listener do not go there, you will be arrested within 30 days. I will make that a guarantee. But you should go there anyway because you get to try Audible absolutely free for 30 days. You can go download any audiobook, original show, or podcast that you want. And that does include this show, actually. We are on Audible. I don't know if anyone knew that. We are on Audible. So you can check
No one wants to download this, you silly goose.
That's a fair point. After 30 days, you just pay $14.99 for Audible. And then you get to access more audiobooks, original shows, and more podcasts. So other shows that I'm a part of, you can go check that out as well. You can cancel the Audible thing anytime you want.
And it sounded like Twitter cancel. Like,
yep. If you say the N word, we're gonna cancel you. Man, that picture of you in blackface in 1992, oof, that did not age well, let me tell you. But we'll also
1992 was a tough year for me.
I'm sorry, Lackey.
It's okay.
It was 10
Remember
years
that time when
before
you
me.
dated Whoopi Goldberg and she made you put on blackface for the Academy Awards?
Don't bring that up, please. Please don't bring that up. I'll never live that down.
You can cancel Audible anytime, and if you do, anything you downloaded, you get to keep. So it is yours for the rest of your life. So you can be buried with all your Audible files. Kind of a weird thing to ask for during your funeral, but so go to audibletrial.com/rabbitholepod, and you using that link is like helping us out and says, I support independent podcasts because that is the only way we get paid. And to those who doubt that we get paid through this Audible link, the first run of money from the Audible dropped into the account just yesterday. So hooray for us for using the Audible link. Thank you to everybody.
$250.
Thank you. You'll be able to, with that money, you'll be able to buy a bag of combos.
Yes. You
The
can
only
go.
question is
Dude.
the cheddar cheese or the pizza flavored.
The answer is the pizza in the pretzel crust.
Uh-huh.
I got a point to make, but let me get to the RunP ad, and then I'm gonna bring up this point. So RunP, it is an app. You download it absolutely free of charge. When you go to the movies, say, you know what, I mentioned this last week, but I'm gonna mention again the Super Mario Brothers movie. That seemed to have done well. Everyone seemed to like that movie. So go see it again. But maybe you were like, you know, I missed a scene. So what part during the movie can I go to the bathroom during? Because, you know, I drink a lot. So I'm an alcoholic.
Anytime Chris Pratt speaks.
The-
There you go.
There's a scene where Koopa and Bowser sit in the back of a 70s sedan and talk about fish for 5 minutes.
Yes.
That's the time you
That's
go to
probably
the
the good
bathroom.
part. Yes, exactly.
That's an Irishman
That's the
joke.
best part.
That's an Irishman joke for those of you who haven't seen The Irishman.
You download this app to tell it you're seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie, and then it'll tell you when during the movie is a good time to go to the bathroom, or, you know, to get a refill in your drink, or get a snack, or stretch your legs for a minute, or make a phone call, or whatever it is you do. And then it'll tell you when to get back to, you know, continue the movie so you don't miss anything important. So RunP, I will say it. We're close personal friends with the designers of the app. Yeah, that's right. I'll fucking say it. We're buddies. We're pals. I can email him anytime I want, God damn it.
On his business email.
So, yeah. So, damn it, we're friends.
You know what movie I could have used RunP during?
Skinamarink?
Yeah, actually.
I really had a feeling that was coming.
Here's a wall.
You can go to
somebody thought it would be a brilliant idea to go to the bathroom during the look under the bed scene.
Oh. Like,
Anyway,
Yeah, no.
one
man.
of two scenes where something kind of happens. Yeah, I can
basically,
see.
yes.
I can see that.
Sorry, Kyle Edward Ball.
You will stay seated during the bone crunching scene.
Dude, I love me some bone crunching.
Okay, hey, we were talking about the prices of things. You can't even get
We
like
were?
shit.
Oh,
We were.
Audible.
You can't even get shit for like $1 anymore. Like, even like the McDonald's like dollar menu is like $1.50 now. Have you guys noticed that?
No,
I mean, yeah.
I don't pay attention to shit.
I go to Dollar Tree frequently, and now that they've upgraded to $1.25, damn, they have some nice shit. For a while there, we were getting like, it was like really good, and then there was like a 20-minute period where all there was like not even cardboard, like off-brand cardboard
Ooh, off-brand,
boxes.
off-brand
And then-
cardboard.
And now it's like back and better than ever now that they've raised them steaks by 25 cents. I'm fine with it. I know people complain about it. Maybe the name is misleading, but never as misleading as Dollar General. So Slay.
So we have
it's really more of a dollar lieutenant.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
best.
so we have Dollar Tree, Dollar General, and then Family Dollar.
Yes. I have all three in town here.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, Dollar Tree. Easy.
Okay, why is that one your favorite?
Family Dollar looks poorer.
Jesus, Jesus Christ.
For listeners who don't know, I'm really broke, so that's like not a stab at poor people because I am poor people. And Dollar General is like, the thing about them is they're just rounding up to the nearest dollar. Their shit's just like instead of $8.75, it's just $9. So it's like maybe I missed a point of Dollar General, but like I don't give a shit if it rounds up to $1. If anything, because when I go to the store, the way I budget is if something's like $6.25, I put it in my calculator as $7. So then I think I'm spending in the end like $20 more than I am. And I can't do that shit at fucking Dollar General. I have to round up to buy like a full dollar or buy 50 cents. And Dollar Tree sweep. And Dollar Tree is everywhere. Family Dollar and Dollar General are.
What's your opinion, Lackey?
My opinion is that back in the early 2000s, I had a roommate and he loved to shop at the dollar store. I don't remember what franchise it was. Not, I think, necessarily because he didn't have the money, but just because this dollar store had things that were like closeout items. Like one day he was crowing to me that he bought home 2 boxes of Ziploc sandwich bags, but they were branded with Batman and Robin, which was a film that was about 3 years old. Which was a film that was about 3 years old at the time.
I think I remember that actually.
We should bring back like branded plastic bags.
Well, you want to talk about weird branding things.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Dollar Store, but apparently Magic the Gathering Arena is like putting their characters, or they're putting Magic the Gathering characters on boxes of Hot Pockets. And we were sharing this. I play Magic the Gathering, so
who do you think their biggest market is? There's got to be some overlap there.
I mean, you're not wrong. But it's. I'm just looking at these. We were just sharing these pictures of these Magic the Gathering characters and Magic the Gathering Arena logos. Arena is one of the online video games, computer games for Magic, and we're like, yeah, because Jace Bellerin is known for his love of the Philly cheesesteak, because he's on the Philly cheese and steak, Hot Pockets box. So there's a site called MTG Cardsmith where I whipped up a fake Philly cheesesteak artifact card, with a picture of a cheesesteak and then the rules text which says if you tap it and sacrifice it, you can put a loyalty counter on a Planeswalker card. And anyway, this is how I feel when anybody talks about sports.
That's a fair point.
Because I'm assuming that neither you or Bear play Magic. Although maybe you do, I don't know. Maybe Bear. I don't think you do,
play,
but I don't.
But I tend to hang around people who enjoy things like Magic, which means I listen to a lot of people talking about Magic, and also because I know stuff just so I can get jokes about Magic.
Right.
And then at one time, Jason and I were at a board game place, and then a group of people came up, and there was a Magic tournament happening, and I got to hear that behind me for like 6 hours.
That is true. We went to a board game place that I go to a lot, and we were playing a game, and then little did I know that they also coincidentally that day that we went had a Magic the Gathering tournament that was going to last.
Someone there with my name in the tournament, So they would be calling the names, and then they'd be like, "Okay, so Bear's gonna be." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I remember. I was like, oh yeah. 'Cause I'm like, you don't know anybody here, so like, who's calling your name? And then it's like, oh, that's okay.
It's the magic people, damn it.
Yeah, magic. Hey, remember that one time we were at that store and you overheard a bunch of Dungeons and Dragons people and you kept getting so infuriated?
It was the worst campaign I'd ever heard. And none of them could roleplay, but they were trying, and it was just bad.
You would come around the table and just sit next to me to whisper in my ear like the terrible things you would hear because you didn't want to like speak it out loud across the table. So like just periodically we're playing this game and then suddenly you're just next to me like, oh my God, this guy.
They're casting magic missile wrong.
No, wasn't it like you said something like they had like a boring like dragon attack or something?
Yeah, it was the DM, and his campaign just sucked. It was like, okay, I know it's Dungeons and Dragons, but you can't have dragons be every single big bad at the end of like he'd have like this whole dungeon, and then at the end would be a dragon, and they'd go into another dungeon and they'd have all this build up, and then it would be another dragon. And then by like the third dragon, I was like,
And
oh my God.
And what's cool, what's interesting about me is I have the ability to drown out like surrounding sounds. So like I don't hear any of that. I just focus on what I'm doing. Whereas Bear is the opposite. And I'm trying to explain how like this card game worked that we were playing, and they were so distracted by everything. They kept stopping and saying, oh, really? You open the door?
The worst campaign. This is the worst. Do you see those people over there? This guy is incapable of resolving anything other than by physical combat, and he's making the characters grind too much.
Yeah, it was so grindy. Like, legitimately. I am so bad, though, in restaurants. I get so much gossip in restaurants because I can't just tune people out.
Yeah.
And so I get overwhelmed by sound really fast, but I also am really good at picking up gossip. So like my mom, if we go to a restaurant, she'll sit me closest to other people so I can hear them. But like I have heard breakups, I've heard engagements, I have heard weird estrangements, but like sometimes Jason and I will be somewhere and I'm like shh shh shh. I need to focus on this table behind us because they're they're going through some shit. I think it's a will.
It's like, hey, I haven't seen my friend in a couple of months. Oh, I can't talk to them because they want to hear this conversation behind.
Well,
so I'm just sitting there,
sitting
there eating my soup while they're listening to.
When have you ever bought soup? You don't even like soup.
First off, that's wrong. That is a major.
Lackey, do you like soup?
I like soup.
Do you like
some
like
soups?
Like I really like pho, and I know that's not maybe like a soup, but I think for at least Americans that tends to fall into soup categories. Have
like
you had
what?
pho? Also, people will say it as pho because that's how it looks like it should be spelled.
Oh,
it's pronounced
no,
pho.
I have not. Pho. Okay, I did not know it was not pronounced pho because I have like as I've mentioned on our chat, I have like 17 Vietnamese restaurants within like 5 feet of my front door.
That's my dream.
Sounds about right.
It literally, I walk out my door, across the street is a Vietnamese restaurant. To the left of them is a Vietnamese restaurant. To the right of them is a Vietnamese restaurant. And then there's a Thai restaurant and then 5 more Vietnamese restaurants.
You're living in my paradise.
It's I mean, not that I've ever had pho, but generally speaking, where I live, I eat very well because I have a lot of good, I mean, like 75% of the neighborhood I live in is restaurants. So any kind of possible food you would want. You want Mexican, you want Argentinian, you want Thai, you want Nashville style hot chicken. There's 3 places that will deliver Nashville style hot chicken to my door.
listen to me cry because I am at college in southern Indiana in a town of 1,000. So I was craving Ethiopian the other night. There's no fucking Ethiopian here.
Good luck with that.
There's one Mexican place and like a hibachi that people go to, which is like the nice place in town.
Uh-huh.
That's it. That's all we fucking got. And the rest is fast food.
So the part of Indianapolis that I live in, the main street that I live off of, they've declared this like the international circle or something. There's a name for it. And so all along the street, like actually between where I live and where my job is, you literally go by like every type of like Asian restaurant you could think of. That's, there's Thai, there's Indian, there's Chinese, there's Vietnamese, Japanese.
It's also where all the international grocery stores are.
And international
Jason
groceries,
and I
yes.
live 10 minutes apart. So I also know the street because it's kind of funny. It's all like these international stores and then like a Lion's Den.
What's a Lion's Den?
So a Lion's Den is basically it's a porn store. It's a classy.
It's not a porn store.
It's a classy porn store.
Toy. No,
it's a classy
on
porn
sex
store.
Toys.
Come on. It's a classy.
I will next time I go.
Store.
But no, I can say that it is like a sex toy and lingerie based store because I have a membership.
Well, yes, it's a classy porn store.
They have like a porn corner, but it's not like a porn.
And true story, I was almost the general manager of that.
Oh, is that where you applied for the job?
That was it. Yep.
Wow, you would have made Vern very jealous.
I would have made a lot of people jealous, I think.
You would have made me jealous with that employee discount.
But
well,
I do wonder what the employee discount, like, it has to be like half
69%.
Right? Nice. No, yeah. They never called me back, them fuckers.
God damn them.
And I don't mean that in the good way either, like the bad fuckers on top of
like
that. They're bad fuckers.
Derogatory.
The bad fuckers. Nothing worse than bad fuckers.
This sounds weird. We need to switch. Where do we start? You know what? Okay, this is gonna sound weird, but when you guys were talking about like that one guy who did blackface and because Whoopi Goldberg kind of told him it would be fine.
Yeah.
I always forget his name, but I know the story.
Ted Danson?
Sure, yeah, that guy. See, it can be forgotten because I don't know his name, but I know the thing he did, but at least it's not affiliated with him. There's this guy on TikTok who, like, years ago had a video where someone was like, oh my gosh, I love your taste in fashion. Who do you take inspo from? And he was wearing, like, a pearl necklace and, like, a blue collared shirt. And he said, like, I credit all my fashion inspiration to Marsha P. Johnson. She made the look, but I perfected it. And he has never once in his life lived that down. Do you guys know who Marsha P. Johnson is?
No.
Nope.
Oh no. Okay, she was... Okay, so you know what the Stonewall riots were?
Yep.
Kinda.
Okay, Marsha P. Johnson was just like very much, she was a prominent figure in that, and she was very much like an outspoken LGBT activist her whole life. And she's one of like the most well-known LGBT activists in like ever. Like she's one of the names that most people who know anything about like queer history and queer theory will immediately know. So the fact that this cis white, like this, and she was also a woman of color, so the cis straight guy says, I take all my fashion inspiration from Marsha P. Johnson when he's wearing like the most lukewarm outfit ever. He has not lived it down though. It's been like 2 years since he said that, and on every one of his videos, he gets stitches where people are like, this guy kind of looks like Marsha P. Johnson. Like, is it just me? Because he filtered her name so it can't appear in his comments anymore. Because otherwise, that was all his comments were. But I was thinking about that because I was like, man, what's something someone hasn't lived down ever?
That guy should have just gave up on TikTok and just went and became like a construction worker or something.
Yeah, I would have had to die. I would have became the Unabomber and lived in a shed in the woods alone with no internet.
That sounds like fun.
Does the Unabomber ever live down the Unabombing?
Yeah. Well.
Actually, no. He technically did.
He didn't. Nobody
did not.
Knows him do any of the three of us know his real name?
Yeah.
Theodore Kaczynski.
Okay, well, never mind that.
I have a copy of
I'm also
his
a
manifesto.
giant nerd, so. And I'm a true crime buff, so.
Okay.
Okay, see, I'm just an anarchist, and so you run into his stuff, but he's like a different type of anarchist than me, so it.
That reminds me, this package you sent me bears ticking. Should I wait to open it later?
I think you should shake it really hard, actually.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll do that after the show.
There's in this package that you sent me. There's some white powder leaking from it.
Oh man, you remember after? Okay, Bear, you're out of this conversation. Lackey, you remember after 9/11, there was that anthrax scare for what do you a few
think
months.
I'm referring to?
No, that was fucking weird.
Everything after 9/11 and in the immediate aftermath.
But it happened immediately after, it was 9/11 and then October 1st. It was hey, a bunch of packages showing up in Washington have anthrax in it.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was the omen to my birth a year later.
There you go.
That was a weird time to.
It was basically these series of signs and portents leading up to Bear's conception and birth.
Yeah, because I was born October of 2002.
Bear was conceived on a pile of anthrax, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're learning today.
Is that why I'm adopted?
Yup.
It could be.
If there is some weird coincidence that you were a birth mother in 2002 and your kid was born on October 28th of 2002 and also has the same name as you, DM me and tell me if I was conceived on a pile of anthrax.
Yes.
I would be interested to know where two high schoolers got a hold of anthrax.
Actually, I think that's who mainly sent that out.
That's right. Well,
not mostly.
High schoolers who are in band.
Well, I mean,
Anthrax.
They were really into band.
This is true. Anthrax is the band. No, yeah, it was. I remember very clearly that whole period, immediately after 9/11 happened. There literally is the moment in my mind that I can go to oh, that was before 9/11, and then after 9/11 was just this whole other, we got shoved through a portal and we just came out into another dimension.
And that moment was 9/11.
And
Patriot Act, bonk.
That moment was 9/11.
I have never lived in a world without intense airport security.
Yeah, you could just walk onto the fucking things. I'm old enough to remember that.
Yeah, Bear, do you watch movies from the 90s where they go to airports and they just run through? Did you ever just go that's weird?
Don't know, because you guys don't understand that I've never found that weird. Because my whole entire fucking life, every time I have to go to a goddamn airport or someone else has to go to a goddamn airport, all I hear is, we used to be able to just get on the planes without all this security. And it's I know! I didn't do 9/11! You people act like I did it!
Bear to 9/11, everybody.
Bear 9/11.
Bear to 9/11.
But no, every time I go to an airport, it's the same thing where they're people will ask me did you know that we used to be able to smoke inside? Or I'll watch a movie and an old person will be like, they smoke inside. That must be so weird for you. I'm like, oh my God, it's not weird. because my whole fucking life I have people up my ass telling me that you used to be able to smoke and you used to be able to go to the airport and that I don't know, taxes weren't as high when they were 12. And it's like,
Bear.
oh my
But
God.
Bear, did you know there was a time when license plate stickers only cost $20 and you could smoke at a train station and you could go onto a plane and snort a huge line of heroin and nobody would think anything of it? That was back in the 90s.
Hey, did you know that stamps used to only cost 29 cents?
Did you know that gas used to be quarters? Quarters, I say. And now it's $4 a gallon.
Hey, did you know there was a point when there was only 24 states? God.
I remember the good old days of 1776 when there were only 13.
Hey, you remember the time before we colonized Australia? Yeah, I'm old enough to remember when there weren't white people in Australia.
My favorite time was before the reunification of Germany.
My favorite time was the Black Plague. For what I hope are obvious reasons.
Remember Pangea? You could just walk.
Oh God, yeah. You remember
from
you
South
remember
America to Africa?
You just remember when all of Earth was had just the one land mass, the tectonic shift just shoved all the continents away from each other.
Actually, I'm remembering approximately 1,000 years into the future from now when part of Africa has split off. I don't know what happened. I went so far back, I went forward. Help. I don't know where I am.
It's a
shame about California.
The fifth dimension is a scary place.
Yeah, it is. What do you want?
Remember California before it fell into the ocean?
I remember California is a great song.
Here's the thing. A part of Africa is actually splitting off.
You had to make it all serious and depressing now. Thanks, Bear.
No, it's gonna take so long.
Not in a political sense, but in a tectonic sense.
Yeah, it's literally gonna take thousands of years, and it's been happening for thousands of years. But
in a million years from now, the sun's gonna burn out. So.
Yeah, and then we'll have that one episode of Doctor Who with Cassandra.
Yeah. Actually, she was in 2 episodes.
Well, yeah, but I meant the end of the Earth one.
The actual one with the end of the world, yeah. Moisturize me.
When the sun burns out in millions of years and then...
Yeah.
Moisturize me. That's what she said.
That literally is what she said, the whole episode. And then it was acid.
Not the good kind of acid either.
No wonder she needed moisturize so much. They were spraying her ass with some corrosive shit. I probably need moisturize too if you were running I almost said hydrochloric acid. I meant to say whatever the name of my acne medicine is that No, it's oh my God, not hydrogen peroxide. No, not hydrochloric. It's gone. I don't know the name of it.
Hey, Lackey, when you were in high school,
Jason. Did you say some old person shit about high school?
No. It's I don't know if you ever did this, but there were these things called oxypads.
Yeah.
And it was for when you had acne. I have no idea if these things still exist or not. But I remember I had to buy a lot of those because I had bad acne when I was a teenager.
Haha.
And so they were just these pads that were soaked, and I mean soaked with whatever that stuff was called.
Salicylic. Salicylic acid, that's what it is.
And you just dab this onto your pimples, and then it was supposed to dry it out and shit, and it did work for what it's worth. But I don't even know if those things are still around.
They still do, because I'm looking at them right now on the CVS.com website. What I do is I take the acid and I just on my face.
You two-face yourself?
Yeah, pretty much. I have to do the sound too, and then I have to spit out all the shit that gets in my mouth. But
do you have to flip a coin every time you want to make a decision?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna act like you didn't really badly cut out on my end so I could hear all that. I heard. So when you need to flip a coin, yeah, and then like he was like, yeah, I was like,
Well, that is what I said, so you're fine. You're
oh,
perfectly
okay.
good. You heard me perfectly clear. Um, no, I didn't know those things existed 'cause they used to have commercials for those, but I
Yeah,
don't
like
see them
OxyClean,
anymore. Yeah,
OxyPads.
Oxypad, yeah, and I haven't seen those anymore. It's like the kids not get acne anymore. Is that such a 90s thing now? Man, acne is such a 90s thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No young
I want
person
to
ever gets
kill
acne
you.
anymore.
I
Nope.
want to come to
No,
your home and
no,
skin you.
no young person ever gets acne. It doesn't exist anymore. We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We cured acne. Let's give a hand for scientists. Good job, science. You got rid of acne. I'm proud of you. Give yourself a pat in the back for that, scientists.
Hooray
Yeah,
for
keep
fucking
stretching the bit
science.
out.
Hey, it's my show. I can if I want to.
But I'm about to coup you. It's gonna be whatever with Bear.
Okay.
Oh.
Whatever
Or
with Bear in
Lackey
the
could,
Burn.
Okay.
because
Yeah,
we were
but I'm too
joking
lazy.
last week
I'm
about
too late.
Lackey taking over Patreon and the the thank you part of the show.
All right,
So maybe he
Bear.
just takes over the whole show. What?
This is your show.
Okay. Hmm. So Lackey, how's your week been?
Well, let me tell you. I finished a major upgrade project at work this
Fun.
week. So I'm feeling pretty pleased with myself.
That's always nice. That's always good.
And the only other thing that I have really accomplished this week is watching a 1984 fantasy martial arts film called Furious for the third time. Now, I don't want to go into it too much because it is going to be my May staff pick.
Ooh,
But if you
scandal.
like terrible, incoherent, really weird films, particularly from the 80s, that have martial arts and talking pigs in them, then with anti-capitalist messages, then
Okay, you got me on
Furious,
board.
Furious is your movie. It's called Furious. It was made in 1984. See how this all started was we were a friend of mine. I was getting together with some friend of mine. A friend of mine decided he'd never seen the Fast and Furious movies, so he was like, "I'm going to watch all the Fast and Furious movies, one a week, for the next 2 months, and then we're going to go watch Fast at 10 or whatever the fuck it's called,
Yeah.
when it comes out in theaters." And we were watching, so we watched Fast and Furious one night, and one of our other friends who's really into cult movies said, "You know what we should do afterwards? We should watch this movie called Furious. It's really wild." And we watched it after we watched the first Fast and the Furious, and we have watched it after we just watched the fourth Fast and Furious movie this week. We have watched Furious every single time after the Fast and Furious movie. So we're pretty fucking obsessed with this film to the
This
point
is valid.
where I've started working on an 80s style parser based text adventure in the style of Zork that is based on Furious.
I never
So-
grew up with parser based text games. Like that was never like a thing. But I've had to go like seek them out now that I'm older.
Right.
And they're very enjoyable. Honestly, I wish they would come back as like a genre. I said this.
They did for a while.
Yeah, I
not
said
as a commercial thing, but there was like an indie scene for about 20 years, and then this other development system called Twine came into fashion, which is basically kind of like a choose your own adventure style format. I may be mansplaining this to you, so I apologize.
no, you're fine.
But it's browser based and it's choose your own adventure style.
I really like
And-
browser based games.
So that's kind of really overtaken parser based games over the past like decade.
Yeah.
Like Depression Quest, I think was a Twine game.
Yeah. I remember Depression Quest.
Yeah.
I really like, I said this in an episode of Eons once, but I wish that even though I get why the genre died off, point and click adventure games.
Uh-huh.
I have such a soft spot for point and click adventure games, especially
Sure.
kind of like absurd, shitty-ish ones. Like you have like Blade Runner, which was a really good point and click adventure game. Then you get like Mystery of the Druids, which is like historically like it's well known for being bad, but it's so
Uh-huh.
bad that it's still kind of enjoyable.
Sure.
And they tend to have like at least decent-ish art. Maybe that's just because of the time. There wasn't like a lot of assets that you couldn't take Unity assets and reuse them.
Uh-huh.
But
You couldn't do that thing we were talking about like a week ago, I think it was, where I think you and was it Nick were talking about. No, it's the different group of people we're talking about, but they basically found like a video game. They had found a video game where literally every asset in it was taken from another.
that was
or
me.
That was you. Okay.
It's called oh my gosh, why did I just forget the name of this? Limbo of the Lost. And
Okay.
it is a mystery game. It was made in 2008. It's like a point and click adventure game. It barely fucking runs. But every single like the cursor is from black and white. There's like a ton of Diablo stuff I think taken. And one of the most egregious things is this was like at the same time that Oblivion came out from Bethesda. And like that's a that was like a well anticipated, well performing AAA game because it was a Skyrim game. And they literally ripped screenshots out of like Oblivion and used these backdrops as like the entirety of a town, which is the
Oh
whole
my
third act of the
God.
game. And this got like a physical release in 2008, so these would have been like on the same shelf. But in the credits of this game, there's only like 3 people listed because everyone else was like, fuck no, because you knew where that was gonna go.
Uh-huh.
Because it wasn't just like they just ripped assets out of like everything. But what was originally like any original content, like the score was original, a lot of like the character, like the voice acting and stuff was. And all of that was like really interesting and well done.
Uh-huh.
But they just like ripped all of their backgrounds, all of the UI off of something.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so that's why, so like Mystery of the Druids is like a weird game in terms of plot and has really shitty puzzles at times. But it was made in 2001 versus Mystery of the Druids, which came out in 2008.
Okay.
So it wasn't like Wild West internet, in 2008. You couldn't.
Right.
But
And
yeah,
time.
it's just a
Okay.
weird game.
All right. Okay. You did your due diligence. Good
You're
job.
just mad. You're just mad because we didn't need you.
I could just leave.
You could, but you won't.
Because then it would show again that we didn't need you.
Yeah, at that you want to hear us talk about Unity engine assets.
Hmm. We're gonna get you a whole new fan base to whatever.
We're gonna get you. Yeah.
Oh boy. All right.
Digital asset
to
nerds.
the podcast listeners, I was actually here the entire time. I just let them ramble on about whatever the hell that was.
You would know if you listened.
Yeah, you would.
Anyway, that was interesting to somebody, I'm sure.
Jason unwilling to broaden his horizon, Soto.
Anyway,
one day you're going to come up with something. You're going to be in a situation and you're going to absolutely need to know about the game where every single visual asset in the game file was ripped off from another source. You're going to need to know. And when that day comes, Jason, mark my words, you will be glad that you listened to Bear and I talk about it.
Yeah, when you're in my elaborate saw trap constructed specifically to test your knowledge on weird things I'm interested in.
Okay.
When Bear establishes their esoteric escape room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's going to be completely, like, the logic's going to be shitty adventure point and click game logic, too. So you got to really have been listening.
and everything comes down to knowing what they called a certain god in that one Cthulhu dating sim. You will be glad you knew Bear.
Hey, I have about 42 takes of me saying Neanflatep because
and I edit their show, so
yeah, but also I had to restart that recording fully over like 6 times because I kept fucking up my introduction and I'd get so mad I couldn't I was like, no, I'm just scrapping it. That happens a lot with that show though. That's why it takes so long for me to get out an episode.
yeah, it does. All right. Anyway, you know what time it is? It's time for the mixtape.
Wow. Lackey, you're the guest.
I'm the guest.
Lackey, you are presenting a song for the mixtape today.
I am presenting a song for the mixtape today, and as much as I really had to resist the urge to say something like, yes, for this episode of the mixtape, my contribution to the mixtape will be the 44-minute long Jethro Tull track, Thick as a Brick.
But it was already on there.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
It's already on there.
It is?
Mary put it on there.
Next week I'm doing Revolution 9.
Of course fucking Mary would put that on.
So
Jason, did you make me
you
watch
got
the
out
Jethro
you
Tull
got
video
out trolled. You got
I got
out-trolled.
outplayed. I got outplayed by Mary.
What did you ask me, Bear, really quick?
Didn't you make me once watch like a Jethro Tull thing? Like I swear to God, like you like screen shared like a Jethro Tull YouTube video or something. Or we were
No.
like somewhere and you made me watch it. No, because I had no idea. I had never heard of Jethro. It was like a flute solo or something.
So, I mean, I probably played like a song for you because I was probably relaying the story of, and I told this on the podcast multiple times actually, when me and Bill was going to go see a weird local band in Chicago in like 98. We came across this cab driver who was obsessed with Jethro Tull.
Yeah!
And I think I was telling you the story.
Yeah.
And you didn't know who Jethro Tull was, so I just played a song. I think that's all it was. So anyway, Lackey, continue. You cannot do Thick as a Brick because
I'm
it's
not
already on
doing
there.
Thick as a Brick, and I'm not doing Swans the Seer, which is 35 minutes long, I think.
Okay.
I put my mind to it, and I thought, what would I really want to put on the mixtape? And I decided on Bodies by Smashing Pumpkins from Melancholy.
Oh. Okay. I'm
Because
done.
I was listening to Melancholy today, and that's one of
Okay.
my favorite.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite deep cuts.
Hell
of that
yeah.
album.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Disc two, track 2.
Yes.
I think 2 tracks before 1979.
I do know that song because I had that album.
I would hope so. Aren't Smashing Pumpkins your favorite band?
Yes, and I will be.
R.E.M.
I thought REM was your favorite.
REM, and then
Smashing
Smashing Pumpkins,
Pumpkins.
and then Weezer, and
Uh-huh.
then it can change from there.
I have never heard a more virgin lineup in my life.
I don't know why I silently made a face to you because this is going on YouTube. So the YouTube people are going to see the shade that I threw at you, whereas the podcast people are going to be wondering if I'm joking or not. I am going to be seeing Smashing Pumpkins this September, and I cannot wait. It is going to be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
I'm hoping it sounds like they're going to be playing a bunch of their older stuff. Based on the tour name.
Well, they're 3/4 back to where they were in the 90s.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. I mean, they don't have Darcy with them anymore.
No,
but I think
I don't think that's ever
bridge is,
I don't think that's ever
that
going to
bridge
happen.
is well and truly burnt. But
yeah,
got,
100%.
I think they've got, it looks like they've got Jimmy and James
Jimmy
back.
and James back,
So,
yeah.
You know,
They do.
I haven't literally probably heard anything they've done since they reunited, but
Yeah, I mean, I do because I still listen to uh Q101 online, and
sure.
they'll play a lot of the new stuff on there, and I'm not a
Uh-huh.
fan. It's not bad. It's just I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
Old Billy Corgan just doesn't do it for
Y-
me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, to be honest, I stopped really. It was Machina where I really stopped paying attention to
Mm,
them.
okay, that's fair.
Adore. I think a lot of it was I
Door was
really
good.
liked Adore and
Door
kind of
was
felt
good.
they should have gone in that further in that direction. But then again, I'm the guy that said that I was really disappointed when Natalie Merchant left 10,000 Maniacs and they didn't turn into an industrial band.
Now, since we're on this tangent really quick, Lackey, were you a fan of Zwan?
I don't think I ever heard. I may have heard one or two Swan songs, but I never had the album. I
Yeah, I
don't
didn't
think I
either.
ever heard the album all the way through,
Um,
which is kind of weird because generally I liked the other musicians that he'd recruited. Like I like at that point she was still kind of better known as the bassist for Perfect Circle, but I really liked Paz LaChantine,
okay.
and there was a guy who had been with, I can't remember his name, but he had been with like Tortoise or Slint or one of those.
Mm,
He'd been with one of those post rock 90s post rock bands.
okay.
Um he was another member of Swan. So I don't know why I never really listened to Swan. But I never really listened to Swan.
I was okay on Swan. I remember like Q101 freaking the fuck out when when that was out. And that was like all they played like that week that album came out.
Uh-huh.
But and I just thought it was okay. Like I was like um but yeah. Okay, I was just curious. I'm happy you put Smashing Pumpkins on because anytime I do it, I get shit for it. So thank you,
Yeah,
Well,
Lucky.
look at you, Mister can go see his favorite artist on tour.
Yes.
I'm
hey, I'm
listen.
hey, it's not Swan, but I'm seeing Swans for like the 10th time in September with my friends Scott and Anna. So,
Oh, cool.
I would have needed to save for like 3 years in advance for the Fall Out Boy tour that's happening. So
um,
Mm,
no, and no other band I like. All of them either don't exist anymore,
yeah.
or they are in Japan, or they
Or it's a
like
computer.
well that's most of the Japan ones, honestly. Um, or they just like their tickets are expensive, like Mitski
That's
or
fair.
Fall Out Boy, but like Panic at the Disco, even if I could have afforded Panic at the Disco, I'm not seeing fucking Brendan Urie. Like he's
uh-huh.
not who I like. Why would anyone want to see him? That's
Well, my mixtape pick is Brandon Urie. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm actually gonna go to the '60s for my pick today. Um, it's a very well-known song. It's very popular. Everyone knows it, but I like it. Um, and I was listening to it the other day, and I said to myself, "There's not a lot of songs that have a plot twist at the end of it." And
Is
so
it
my
is your pick Lola?
it is Lola by the Kinks. Yes.
Awesome.
Because this was a shocking revelation about Lola when the song came out. And I think even when I was a kid, I didn't understand the lyrics. And it wasn't well until I was like a teenager, and then somebody had to explain it to me.
Uh-huh.
Like they spell it out in the song, so I'm just an idiot. I'm fully acknowledging this.
I've actually talked
keeping my mouth
to
shut.
one I've actually talked to one person who actually believes that's meant to be ambiguous.
Really? Because it does say it.
Because the actual lines are I know what I am. I'm a man. I'm glad I'm a man, and so was Lola. But
Right.
he said you could read those lines as meaning Lola is glad that you're a man.
Oh no, because there's all kinds of
I don't
hints.
I that's
Yeah.
I think that's I don't agree with that,
Yeah.
but there is one person out there who
Okay.
who thinks that it's ambiguous.
Are they also
So-
anti-trans?
Listen,
I'm kidding. I'm
I don't
kidding.
know.
Don't answer. I'm kidding. That was such a
This
joke.
was this was something I read in a magazine like 35 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, then it's possible.
I think I've
take that
almost
with a grain of salt.
definitely hooked up or crushed on a trans woman named Lola. Like, I feel like that's just happened in my life at some point, or will happen in the future.
Okay. Hey, set those goals high.
Aim
Okay.
high.
So for the podcast listeners, we're gonna put those songs in right here. The YouTube people, I'm sorry, I cannot. But you can
You're
pause the
fucked.
video and go check that out. And then when we come back, I'm gonna tell my harrowing tale of my run-in with the cops this past weekend. Stay tuned.
The works of H.P. Lovecraft inspired generations of writers, filmmakers, video game designers, and board game enthusiasts. But how exactly do these pieces of media stray from the source material? Hi, I'm Bear, and on With Strange Eons I cover different visual adaptations of Lovecraft stories, compare them to the original, and discuss any differences between them. You can find the show on Anchor, Apple, Google, Amazon, or its home location at rabbitholepodcast.com.
Okay, we are back. Hey, I just want to remind everyone that everything that we do here is sponsored also by Patreon. You go to patreon.com/rabbitholepods and you can support the show. And if you do, you get bonus content. Today's bonus content is Lackey and Bear are gonna go head to head in music titles.
Oh,
That's all.
motherfucker!
And that is all I'm going to explain until we get to the
Lackey's gonna
Patreon.
win, you asshole!
Until we get to the Patreon video. Keep complaining because you know exactly what I'm talking about. So if you want to check that out, go to patreon.com/rabbitholepods. $3 at the very least will give you access to that. So go check that out. And I will thank all my Patreon members at the end of the show. Okay, hey, Bear, Lackey. So, I had an interesting weekend. How was your guys' Easter first before I tell you my tale? Did you guys have a good Bear? I know you don't celebrate, but you were with your mom, who does.
Well, yeah, my family celebrate. No, here's the thing. You know, because I talked about this on last week's whatever too.
Okay, I know, but the audience don't, so please
And
pretend.
no, I'm saying I just said we talked about this on whatever last week. I was in the hospital. So Friday, I decided I wanted to see my mommy because I missed her.
Mhm.
And so I went home.
Yep.
So I was like, I need my mommy. And I had like a whole crying breakdown at like 4 a.m. So I went up, stayed. I wanted to only stay until Saturday morning, then Sunday morning. Then I left Monday morning because I had class.
Yeah.
But so I did not feel very good because I was having breathing problems and my stepdad smokes.
Wow.
So I have honestly
Gasping
it's
for
like
air the entire time.
yeah, and now the chest pain's like gotten worse. Like I backslid because he
Ugh.
was smoking all weekend. But like it was worth it.
I'm
'cause I
very
got to
sorry
see my
that
mama.
happened. I'm sorry that happened about the smoking. I'm glad you got to see your mom. And we
Yeah.
hung out for a little bit. We went to the library
We
to write.
did.
And then I bought you lunch to pay you back. Because the people listen to you all the time complaining about how I don't pay you. And it's true.
To be
I don't,
fair
I don't
here-
pay you money, but I do feed you.
If sometimes this payment is like $5 at a White Castle. If you walked up to an artist normally and said, "Hey, will you do all of this logo and web design for me for $5?"
It's not
Like,
only
every-
$5, but no.
ev-
No.
If you were like $5, no one would ever say yes.
Okay, but it's not just $5, so
Well, you also pay your prostitutes 30, so I shouldn't expect.
hey, again, thriftiness. No, frugalness.
Mhm.
That was the word. Sorry.
Yeah.
I just edited that video the other day.
I was gonna say,
Frugalness.
I was like, thrifty? Are you like getting really thrifty with your
It's
prostitutes?
frugalness. That's the word I was trying to find. Lackey, did you have a good Easter?
I had a good Easter. I went out to the suburbs to visit my cousins. We all got together at my cousins, and it was my cousins and my cousin and his girlfriend and his daughter from his previous marriage. His 3 kids from his previous marriage, and her son from her previous marriage, and then my other cousin, her boyfriend, their daughter, his 2 kids from his previous marriage. Some friends of theirs, my cousin's girlfriend's mother, my girlfriend's cousin's stepmother, my cousin's girlfriend's stepmother, my aunt, and my uncle.
That sounded like that bit from Spaceballs where it's like, I am your brother's cousin's sister's roommate.
So I feel like I just got lost in your family tree.
There were probably about 20 people there, and we played this gambling game, this dice game called Left, Right, Center.
I have that.
I got it up there
which we love, we love playing, and I'm not normally a gambling person, so I just look at it as I spend $20 to hang out with my family for a while, which is
Wait. You guys bet actual money on this?
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have to bet actual money. Just
we play with singles.
Okay.
It's not like we're putting real money into this. It's like, I get $20 in singles from the store, and usually one of the kids cleans up. So,
okay, that's fair. Well,
but
okay, look at that. I don't think I've ever played that with money. That's interesting.
Yeah, no, you play it. That we play it for money.
It comes with poker chips, or not poker chips, but like these little chips. And then my family did play with pennies. But like it was, just for fun. We didn't get to keep it or anything.
No, we played with
what
dollar
the
bills.
Hell? Yeah, I'm kind of with Lackey. My family plays so much poker that if you're going to like Thanksgiving or Easter or family reunion with my mom's side of the family, we all have like Crown liquor bags of
Crown Royal
quarters.
Crown Royal.
Of quarters.
Okay.
And we take it with us to all of these events, and we play poker with like actual quarters, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you've played poker for 7 hours straight at a family gathering, but
you got some cash there.
Yeah. So it's like a significant amount of money gets passed around at my family gatherings because
that's cool. That's awesome. I wish I got in on shit like that. That never happened anywhere in my family.
But yeah, I mean, it's not like we play for really, really, really high stakes, but we do play for actual.
We're not
$100 next time. $100 bills, baby. Let's go.
I did make the joke that I did make the joke, if we're going to play Left, Right, Center, I got to make sure that I can get out to the store or the bank to get singles because my ATM only dispenses 20s, and 20s. I'm not coming, I'm not playing with like a stack of $20 bills. I can't afford that shit.
Rabbit hole version. We're all gonna get together, and that's how we're gonna play. Right Center.
We're gonna play with fucking.
Girl, with what? 14 cents of Patreon money and like a prayer.
Hey!
Thoughts and prayers.
Hey.
So, excuse me.
Okay, well, I had an interesting Easter. Easter itself, the day itself, was okay. I just ended up eating ham and watching The Empire Strikes Back. Which in terms is actually probably a very decent Easter, considering. The day before, however, That's where the story lies. So, um, me and Felicia, we play Pokemon Go. And I know both of you are familiar with Pokemon Go. I don't, Lackey, you don't play, right? But you know of it.
I played it for about a week.
Okay. And Bear, you used to play it and then you just stopped.
Okay, I play it on and off. I don't have time to play it at school, but now I'm re-downloading it like right now as we speak.
Okay. Um,
My main memory of it is spending 20 minutes to try to trap a Charmander that was in my bedroom.
story of our lives, Lackey. Story of our
Yeah,
lives.
basically.
Big
Big metaphor for life.
What are you two doing to their Charmanders?
Oh, go to our OnlyFans and find out. OnlyFans.com/rabbithole-pods.
I don't
Okay.
want to.
That's the
like
next
only
link.
more like only Charmanders.
Oh, snap. Okay, so we're playing Pokemon Go, and there's a park near us, and Bear, who established that lives near me, knows this park very well. It's actually the park that's between us, actually. It's like Bear's house, this park, and then you get to my house. Basically, I'm just gonna very simplistic way of saying it.
That's a really simple way of saying it.
I mean, I don't gotta go into details. It makes sense.
No, I need you to dox me.
No,
So much-
I'm going to actually bring up Google Maps right now. I'm going to pinpoint your house and my house on it. And then, no. Anyway, there's a park in between our houses. And so Bear knows where this is. Anyway, it's called Eagle Creek Park. It's like a really huge park. And it's known for, I don't want to say it's like the biggest park in Indiana or something. It's something.
It's
There's
like the
something
main.
to it.
It's one of the bigger state parks of Indiana. That's what's really significant about it. Is that it's a state park.
So we're in there playing Pokemon Go. We do this all the time. And so we're riding along in there on all the roads and stuff, and we're catching all the lame Pidgeys that are out. And that was funny to somebody. And
I thought it was funny.
no, it's okay. I'm more making fun of myself. I'm making fun of myself more than anything. Anyway, we go by this one part. And suddenly the road is like blocked with like ambulances and cop cars, and there was a fire truck, and it was just a whole big mess of flashing lights. And then we noticed a car that was like kind of not where it should have been. Like it was kind of off the road, not totally against a tree. I don't want to say crash into a tree, but it was parked towards it. So we didn't really know what happened. We didn't know if like somebody parked where they weren't supposed to be, or did somebody have like a heart attack while driving. Like we don't know what happened. Okay. So we're like, that's weird. We move on. Then about 5 minutes later, a cop shows up behind us. And we're thinking they're just leaving that part that we saw, and we didn't think none of it. So Felicia pulls over, and then the cop pulls over. So basically, they were pulling us over. So I should stress to the listeners who don't know who Felicia is, she is a black woman. So that's going to make the story really, really harrowing. In these troubling times that we are going through right now, this is unfortunately a very harrowing experience that we're mentioning here. So I saw this and I got nervous because I'm like, what did we do? Like we do this all the goddamn time. We go through this fucking park, no one's ever bothered us. We go to the speed limit, which is like fucking 5. And so we're wondering like why are we being pulled over? So then the cop comes to her window, the driver's side window, and says, actually almost immediately, "Do you have any weapons in your car?" In which I said, "Well, I got a Glock in the back." No.
Mm-hmm. If I can imagine someone owning a Glock, it's definitely you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who my dad is? Anyway,
I also know who you are.
So, but no, okay. I say no. We have no weapons.
Oh.
And although it would have been fucking hilarious if there was just like this big ass machine gun just like sitting in like the back of the seat.
A cannon.
It wouldn't have been hilarious.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been funny. That's why you have to go more extreme, like a cannon with like old-timey cannonballs.
Old-timey cannonballs, yeah.
I had a blunderbuss in the back of my car.
There was a fucking nuclear warhead in the trunk, so nobody opened the trunk. So no, we had no weapons. Asks us for our ID, we give him the IDs, and he says, "Okay, be right back." And then on my side, the passenger side, another cop shows up. And yes, whatever is going on, this warrants two different cops. So he tells us the story of why we got pulled over. Is this some kind of profiling? I don't know. But he says that they got a report of a man and a woman in a blue car that's very similar to the one that Felicia drives, getting into an argument and then shooting at each other. Hence the weapons question. And so I should stress, have either of you been pulled over by cops for like any reason?
Yeah.
Not in my car, but like been in people's cars when they've gotten pulled over.
Do you get like nervous anyway, regardless of
Yes.
your race?
Of course.
I'm talking to two white people now, so I was just wondering. Okay, I mean, do you just like, is it just because like you're worried like they're going to find something, or they're gonna pin something on you, or they're gonna mistake you for something? Like,
well, I think part of it is like I don't want to have trouble, but also the town I grew up in had a very active KKK membership, and a lot of those members were cops, and I have been for most of my life a very openly out gay person.
okay,
So
yeah, I can see that being a problem.
So I obviously did not have the trauma that comes with being like a person of color in America dealing with police.
Right.
But I had problems with the police my whole life. I also lived on the east side. So like I do not like the police at all.
What was your reasoning for being nervous, Lackey?
I just don't like the idea that I might get into trouble.
Even though like you did nothing wrong and you don't have anything illegal in your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't like the idea that I might get into trouble for something.
That's fair. Okay. Well, I was nervous. I was more nervous for Felicia than I was for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
And so like both of us, she had her hands like on the wheel, like at 10 and 2. And just that was her whole position. It was just that. And then I had my hands in my lap. But like, because the cop is like right here. He's looking down into the car. So my hands are like right here. And now here's the funny story. Well, kind of funny. Normally, I do carry a pocket knife with me. Now, it's not like,
Is it like mine?
It's like tiny. It's mainly I use it if like I need to open something. It's not even to like defend myself. It's just like if I'm out somewhere, I need to open something, I just pull that out and open it. That's all it is. I don't think I can even like do any kind of real damage unless I stab you in the eye with it. That's probably about the only damage I could really do with it. At the most, you'll get like a flesh wound with it. It's not like I can kill somebody with this. Well, I guess I could slit their throat. I guess I don't know. I don't know. If I was John Wick, I could probably come up with like 1,000 ways to kill somebody with this pocket knife. But it's just a pocket knife. But I did not have it with me on this time, and I keep wondering in my head, like, would I had to have told this guy that I had this pocket knife in my pocket, and what would have been like. What would have happened?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because this is like the one day that I did not bring it with me. It was weird. It was not even intentional. I just didn't have it.
Yeah.
And so my hands are clearly where you can see them. And then the guy's telling us, yeah, it was an argument. It was a couple, a man and a woman. Did not say race, just a man and a woman. In a blue car, similar to the one we were in. And then there was gunshots. And then he asks, do you guys have any crazy exes that might be coming after you? And in my real life, probably, but I didn't feel like getting into the whole story with this cop, so I just said no. And Felicia definitely didn't. I have one who could probably, if it boiled down to it, could be kind of a psycho ex, but that's a very long story for a different day. I won't even get into that right now. But anyway, I was like, no. She said no. And then like on like a dime, he's like, I see you guys are playing Pokemon Go. Like he goes from, hey, there was some gunshots to, hey, do you have any crazy exes to, hey, you guys are playing Pokemon Go, huh? That's kind of cool. You catch anything interesting?
That is so special.
And then he starts talking about how he played it back in 2016 when it came out, and he, did it for like a week, like Lackey just said. Like basically what Lackey exactly just said, except for the Charmander in the bedroom scene. I think that was more of a Lackey's personal story.
Very personal story.
Very personal.
Intimately personal.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. As long as it was consensual, Lackey, no judgment here.
Whatever happens between a man and its consenting Charmander.
Exactly. Okay, so then
the government does not need to know.
After like 2 minutes of talking to us, the cop goes into his walkie. Hey, it's not going to be them. We can disregard.
These nerds are playing Pokemon Go. It's not them.
So I want to stress, Pokemon Go's possibly saved our lives. He gave us back our IDs and then said we can go. And then the real creepy part was as we were leaving, because we were like, okay, we're just gonna get out of here. They kept following us. And it's not like, there's only one way out of this park. There's multiple ways out of this park. We were deep in the park too. And Bear knows this park. We were deep in like the center kind of.
Oh, yeah, shit.
So there's multiple paths that you can go.
Yeah, it's not just like.
And we went towards the exit. We went towards the 6th Street exit. And they kept following us. And now we're like, oh man, what? We didn't know what to do.
Yeah. I never drive really through the park. I know what you're talking about. But I once got followed. Obviously different scenarios. But if anyone knows this park, they have like you can obviously make your own hiking path, but they have one of their preset ones is like 17 miles. And that's like my favorite one to do. Because I don't know, I'm a masochist. And there is a significant portion of this hike where you're just walking on the road. And it's the worst fucking part of it. But I once got followed. Because at first I'm like, oh, this guy's just like following the same trail as me. And I got followed for like 3 miles because I went way out of the way trying to make a weird route to see if he would keep following me.
Yeah.
In that park. And I ended up just like cutting straight across the park to my car because I was like, nope, no, nah.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to get murdered at Eagle Creek.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the next title of my novel.
Murder at Eagle Creek?
Yep. Hope you guys read it.
A bear was walking in the woods.
A bear was walking into the woods. That sounds like the Shia LaBeouf thing.
I know, that's what I thought. There's no one around. His phone is dead. Out of the corner of your
Suddenly,
eye, you shot.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf. I love that thing. All right. Well, anyway, that was my story. Few listeners actually have similar stories about the cops harassing you. You should email those to whateverjasonsoto@gmail.com. We shall read them on the air. That's gonna do it for the show. Lackey, I want to thank you so much for filling in for Lisa. I appreciate you as always.
Hey, thank you for having me on.
Yeah. And Bear, thank you so much for being the temporary co-host.
I was so expecting you to come. Like, I thought you were taking a while to come up with an insult for me.
Thanks for looking stupid in plaid. I don't know.
Bitch! Get your raggedy ass off the camera. I'm on my way to your location right now.
Hey, you don't want me to insult you. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say, like, for being a nerd, not...
You look stupid bald.
Lackey would disagree.
Lackey would strongly disagree.
Mhm.
Bald? I said bald. I didn't say
Yes,
short
I
hair.
heard you say bald.
All right.
Yeah.
Chop it all off.
All right.
Don't touch me.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here. You do
Yes,
not look
no
stupid.
problem.
You do not look stupid in plaid. I'm just joking. This is a comedy
Can't
show.
take it
I
back.
gotta
You can't take it back.
make
Just do
jokes.
it.
I gotta make the jokes here. Hey, the jokes.
No, you can't.
Hey.
The juice.
It's
Hey.
irredeemable.
All right, let's wrap up the show. Whatever with Jason Soto is hosted by me, Jason Soto, and who the hell knows at this point. I can be found on Twitter at Famous Comedian, on Instagram at I'm_Famous Comedian, or you can email the show at whatever, jasonsoto@gmail.com, and complain about everything that I have said and or did today. Go check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/rabbitholepod. Also, you can follow Rabbit Hole Podcast on Twitter at RabbitHP. This Saturday, as you are listening to this, not the day we are recording this, so you guys do not get nervous. To the listeners, the Monday that you're listening to this, the next Saturday that will happen after that is going to be the third Dark Hole Film Fest. Yes, 12 hours of weird, terrible, bad, strange films from my movie collection. I will be streaming them over on Twitch, twitch.tv/rabbitholepods. You can check that out. And you should also go to the YouTube page. Go to YouTube and look for Rabbit Hole Podcasts. That is where episodes of this goes up. Anything we stream on Twitch eventually ends up on YouTube. In the recording this like a week in advance is weird because like for us, we haven't done it yet, but we're going to do a Jeopardy game on Saturday, the 15th. But for you guys listening, it has already happened. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, just go to YouTube and you'll see it there. But this is why you should go to Twitch and hit the follow, and then you get notifications when we go live.
Ring that bell.
You get to see when we go live. So there you go. Yeah. You can find this podcast on Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, or if you go Amazon, play whatever with Jason Soto podcast. It will play the latest episode of Whatever with Jason Soto. So that's pretty cool. We are truly in the future, you guys. Hey, speaking of, the mixtape intro song was made by our friend Lackey. Lackey, thank you so much for the mixtape intro song. Thank you so much for doing that for me. I appreciate you. The beginning in any song is Liam Lynch's United States of Whatever from the album Fake Songs. Hey, Patreon members, all of you guys are fucking awesome. Chris R. from AfterCredits.com. Thank you so much to Chris R. The Vern, the aforementioned the Vern, who's going to do a show with Bear, I guess. Thank you so
Hi,
much.
Vern.
Thank you so much. I look forward to that episode of whatever with Bear, where it's just Bear and the Vern trying to do this show. Ooh, I can't wait to listen to that.
Best performing episode of whatever.
The very missed a silent partner. Thank you so much, silent partner. I can't wait to talk to you in a few weeks. I did miss you. I hope you had fun on your trip. Nimrod Forrest, thank you so much, Nimrod Forrest. Carl, thank you so much, Carl. I hope you're doing better. Please get better soon, Carl. Richard Kirkham, thank you so much, Richard. You are awesome. Bear, thank you so much for being a Patreon member.
What? I don't know what you mean.
Sherry Coons, thank you so much to Sherry. Brenda, thank you so much to Brenda. Lackey again, thank you for being a Patreon member.
Hey.
Lackey, does your back hurt from carrying the show?
Yes.
And I want to welcome brand new Patreon member Isabel. Welcome to Rabbit Hole Patreon, Isabel. Thank you so much. Glad to have you here. Appreciate you as always. If you want to be cool like all those people and these two people that are here, you can go to patreon.com/rabbitholepause. $3 a month gets you in the door. And you can see all kinds of great bonus content, stuff that is Patreon only, and anything else that we do that's, you get stuff early as well. Patreon.com/rabbitholepause. That's going to do it for this episode. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching. You guys rock. Wash your goddamn hands and keep your head in the clouds and your feet in the mud. Adios. Copyright 2023 Rabbit Hole Podcasts, rabbitholepodcasts.com.